Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, as the thumbnail suggests, we are going to do a does it actually suck type video for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now, game's 4 years old, so a buttload of the bigger YouTubers have already done this, but I thought I'd do it a little bit differently. I thought I wouldn't just give you my opinion, but I'd give you the opinion of people who actually, fans who are still actually playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. So I put a post on my YouTube and the Facebook, I think it was early last week, asking, does AC Valhalla deserve all the hate, and asked people to drop one thing that they love or like most about Assassin's Creed Valhalla in the comments. I got a bigger response than I was expecting, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to go through the comments, good, bad, indifferent, all of them. Just the first comment. I'm not going to go with what I responded then what they responded, because that'd just take forever. But I'll go through the first responses all the way through, good, bad, indifferent, and then once we've done that, I'll give you my personal overview of, does it actually suck? Is it worth buying? Should you get the DLCs? If so, what DLCs should you pay for? Especially now while Valhalla's still free on PS Plus. So, before we go any further, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who commented on the post and put their input in. And thank you again to all my subscribers, new and old, because we've just got to 770 again. We got to 770 about a month and a half ago, and then it went down to 160, and now it's back up to 770 again. So, thank you to everyone. I do appreciate it, and hopefully I can try and improve all my videos going forward. So, on that note, before we start, actually, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some overlays on, so you're not going to see my face or this video anymore. I'm just going to put, for about a minute, I think, overlays of some pictures of one of the guys off the Assassin's Creed Valhalla fan club on Facebook, because he takes some amazing pictures of Valhalla. Some of them are edited as well, like, you know what I mean, to make them look a little bit better, but the pictures in themselves are amazing. So I'm going to put them up for about a minute. You'll still hear me speaking, but you won't see my face, and you won't see this video. Yeah, so these pictures, what you're seeing now, these are thanks to Dan Ewing. I hope I'm saying that. I hope that surname's right, Dan. So let us get into the responses. So I will just put them in order of top comments, the ones with the most likes. So the first comment was from Matt Robo, I hope that's right. Viking period, that's all you need. I mean, yeah, come on. Who doesn't love playing as a Viking? Do you know what I mean? And then we've got Trey Norris. No, just repetitive, like most recent AC games. And you can kind of see his point of view, really, can't you? But that's not just something that you can say about modern AC games. That's something you can say about old AC games. That's something about you can say about most games similar to it. Do you know what I mean? Some of the Uncharted games, they're brilliant games, but it gets repetitive sometimes, and they're not even as long as Valhalla. You can say that about most games now. It's repetitive. Find this, hunt for that, kill this person. Do you know what I mean? You're doing them things over and over again in most games nowadays. So, while you can still see his point, that can be said about a lot of games. Then we have a comment from Ian Burke. Actually, the only thing I don't like is when you're playing and have to reset every time you die, trying to go through Helheim. Yeah, that is a bit annoying, but if you didn't have to restart every time, wouldn't it just be a little bit too easy? I mean, I can get it's annoying. It's annoying for everyone. It was annoying for me. But if it just reset you to... It didn't reset you all the way to the beginning, I think it'll be a little bit easier. Next comment is from Dave James. I think it's the best one. See, there's a lot of people who do actually think Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the best game Ubisoft have ever made, or in the Assassin's Creed franchise anyway. But I would like them to say whether he just meant the RPG era, or if he literally meant out of all the Assassin's Creed games. Because for me, it's probably in the top 5 Assassin's Creed games. But I wouldn't say it was the best one. I still love Black Flag, and I can't wait for the remake of Black Flag. I still love Rogue. Bit of a touchy subject, but I do actually love Syndicate as well. Do you know what I mean? But there we go. There's a lot of comments like that it's the best game ever. Next comment is Ryan Crider 4Cell. Hope I've said that all right. It's amazing, and it is. It's amazing. If you look at the landscapes, some of it is just empty landscape. But if you take your time while you're riding through or sailing through, and just take in the scenery, it is brilliant. It is amazing. Next one we have got, and this is, I asked for one comment, but VR Matter has given me a list, so I'll just run through his comment dead quick. It's absolutely impressive experience to me. Massive world, interesting and enjoyable exploration. Some people would disagree on that and say it's a bit repetitive. Again, going back to that other comment, but each to their own. Absolutely like that we need to search, discover abilities, and not just click on a skill tree. Well, that is good that you've got to find the special abilities. You can get some just on your skill tree anyway, you know what I mean? But the better ones are the ones you find as you're going through the game. So I do agree with that. Fishing. Now, I've never ever been a big fan of fishing, and I hated the fishing in both this and Red Dead Redemption 2. I hate fishing. It's the most boring sport on the planet. I'm sorry if that offends you. That's just my opinion. I hate fishing. My father-in-law loves it. He works in a fishing rod shop. He makes fishing rods, should I say. Fishing rod manufacturer. I just don't like it. Flexible skill tree. Now, that is one of my favourite parts about this, because you can set all your skill points yourself into one specific branch of the tree, or you can just let the fates decide, and just it automatically puts a bit in everyone. Pardon me. Really great inventory and upgrade organisations, yeah. But I completely agree with that. The only downside to the amazing weapons in Valhalla is, and there is a comment and I'll get into that in a bit, there's no new game plus, and most of the godlike weapons are all end game weapons. What is the point in giving us godlike weapons like within the last couple of hours of the game and not giving us new game plus? I think that was a big misstep. I think no new game plus is what puts most people off replaying Valhalla, because you've got to start from scratch. The only things you'll have extra in your inventory is the stuff you've bought off the Helix store. So you've got to go and find Mjolnir again, you've got to go and find Gungnir again, you've got to go and get Excalibur again, you've got to go and get St. George's armour again, you've got to go and get the Blazing Sword again. I do think that was the biggest misstep for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, not adding New Game Plus. Really great stealth. I'll get onto that in a minute, because that was some people's biggest problem with Valhalla, was the stealth. But the way I see it is, there isn't no stealth. There is stealth there, but it's not stealth like in most of the old school Assassin's Creed games. If you get you'll get what I mean in a minute. I just have a swig of my tea. Right, so on the stealth, it isn't that stealth is non-existent in the game, or it's bare minimum. It is just that stealth is not as easy as in other games. You can play Valhalla stealthily. You've just got to plan like 5, 6, 7 moves ahead every time. If you're going into an encampment or a fort when you're doing raids, like I put the raid video out like yesterday, I think. Oh no, it was Wednesday. If you want to go into a big fort and take them all out on your own, you can do it. You just have to think like 7 or 8 steps ahead as of what you'd normally do on like older Assassin's Creed games, where you can just go in and drop a smoke bomb, kill someone, climb a building. Do you know what I mean? On this, you've actually got to think like 7 or 8 steps ahead to go through and not be seen, or to not be seen more than once. Yeah, so that's my view on stealth. Stealth is just more difficult in this, and the fact that you get seen easier, some people see that as a downside. I see that as a plus, because it makes you think more about what you're actually doing. So where some people say, oh, the stealth's crap, I'd say that was a skill issue rather than an issue with the game. Some might disagree, some might not. It doesn't matter. These are mine and other people's opinions. Lots of people agree, lots of people don't. So that was a VR matter. Now we've got one from Anastasia Valerie Spencer. It doesn't suck. After returning to the game, after completing it the first time, there's still things that you find that are new and amusing, trying to speak proper English. Love all the Easter eggs and the parody of Fenton. Prodigy, not parody. And yeah, there is. If you've played the first time and you've completed the game, completed all the DLCs, but you didn't 100% it, you start it again, you go back, you always find stuff. If you read the codex notes, if you read the little notes that are hidden around, if you go into Layla's laptop and read, or PC, whatever it is, and read all her emails, you find loads of bits out. So yeah, she's right. There's always something new and interesting to find every time you replay it, unless you've 100%ed it, and then you'll never find anything new again after that. Dion Simeon, the weapons, we've already done that before. Weapons are amazing, but we've already gone over the downside to the godlike weapons. But even without the godlike weapons, I've put a couple of videos out of weapons that you can get super early on in the game that are like just overpowered. Not overpowered, like, but they are some of the best weapons in the game. Shields, axes, swords, bows. I've done them all. Kyle Vassallo, hope I'm saying that surname right. The entire game is effing awesome, except that it seems very laggy compared to previous games, like the dialogue skips or cuts out all the time. I can't say I've noticed that personally, but you'd understand on a mass-produced game that there's going to be some differentiations between them. Don't get me started on the river raids lagging each time you pass a location. Again, I've never come across that. If anyone else is having them same issues, let me know in the comments that it's not just one person that's having these issues. But I've personally never seen them, and that's not just me saying. Valhalla's amazing. It's not. It's got its flaws, but I've never had them issues with the game. I mean, I think pretty much everyone's had the Odin's stag glitch where its horns and feet meet together and its horns go on forever or some stupid stuff like that. But with that being said, it's still by far his favourite Assassin's Creed game. Again, I wouldn't say it was my favourite. It is an amazing game, but I still put Black Flags, Unity, Rogue, and whether you like it or not, Syndicate above it. Every game in the Assassin's Creed franchise has been amazing. Every game has gotten better and longer. And every game has had its flaws, just like with most games. No game comes out that's 100% perfect. But we just love to have something to complain about, don't we? Kenny Griffin, dislike, stacking stones, like everything else. Good. Stacking stones aren't my worst thing. The worst thing for me is the freaking hallucinations, the mushroom challenges. They just burn my head out. Ivan, and I'm not being funny, mate, but I have no idea how to say the rest of your name. I do apologise for that. I think nobody cares about the game anymore. Well, it's still got a fan base. Just because a game's 4 years old doesn't mean people are stopping playing it. Just because a game's got its issues doesn't mean people are going to stop playing it. As is evident from the amount of response I had on this post. And I like this next guy's name. Nicholas James Vikinger. Know what I mean? That's probably not his real name, but come on. Vikinger. One of the games I refuse to delete. I agree completely, 100%. This and Origins are two Assassin's Creed games that I just point blank refuse to delete or refuse to sell. I've got them both on disc copies and I just refuse to sell them, and I don't think I ever will. Tanya Evans, one thing, I love everything about it. See, there's a lot of these comments, I love everything about it. I'm not going to read through all of these comments. I'm just going to pick a few out, good and bad. Simon Wilkins, hugging cats. I mean, come on. Just because you're a Viking, it makes no difference how manly a man you think you are. You will hug them cats in Valhalla. Know what I mean? Even in Mirage, there was a cat to hug once, that one time. Next one, we've got Russell North. It's a great game, good story, great open world, combat's good, but not as good as Elder Rings. Now, I've never played Elder Rings, so I would not know. Great all-round experience in the world to play a game in, plus what's not to love about Viking lore. Again, people are just loving it. I think most people see this game for what it is. It's not a deeply connected Assassin's Creed game. I mean, it's got the odd connections, you've got the Hidden Blades, the Animus, but I think people see it for what it actually is. It's just a brilliant Viking game. Just like Black Flag was a brilliant pirate game, this is a brilliant Viking game. We will do a couple more because we're reaching like 20 odd minutes now. Todd Fu, the setting and the combat. Yeah, the setting's brilliant. As an Englishman, no matter how wrong the map is, things are north of places when they should be south. There's all kinds of places that are in the wrong locations on the map, do you know what I mean? And I think some of the YouTubers have covered that, so I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, as an Englishman, it's nice to see a game a decent game set in England. Let's not mention Watch Dogs Legions, because that was a steaming pile of dog crap. But yeah, it is nice to see a game set in England, even though the map's quite wrong and most of the buildings are wrong. You see me on the video. Yeah, so it is just nice to see a game set in old time England. There are, I'd call them deviations on the map. They've just put things in the wrong place. And you'd only know that if you've travelled the length and breadth of England throughout your life, which I have. I've been north, south, everywhere. So yeah, there is some discrepancies on the map, but it doesn't take away from just how massive the map is, how fun it is, and how fun it is to play in, well, for me, your home country, even if you're playing it at a time where you've all got your ass kicked by Vikings. Yeah, so I agree with that. The setting and the combat. Some people don't like the combat. Some people say, I can't remember where the post is now, but someone said he only played 5 hours and it felt like he was fighting underwater. Well, try lighter armour, try lighter weapons, don't dual wield heavy weapons, don't use heavy weapons, just use blades and axes. The combat is different, but I like it, and a lot of others like the combat as well. We will do 2 more and then we'll get on to my meat and veg of the video. So I apologise if I get this surname wrong again, but it's Anna Sadowski. I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure. Played Syndicate, played Odyssey, played Black Flag, played Brotherhood, currently playing Origins, and yeah, Valhalla is still my favourite AC of all time. Massive world exploration. See, that's what people seem to love most about Valhalla. It's the Viking lore. Whether they get some of it right and wrong or not, it makes no difference. But people love the Viking lore. They did get quite a bit right, but they also got quite a bit wrong as well. But that's what people love, the Viking lore and the exploration. Again, like I said, there is some deviations on the map, so if you know England and you think you're going to know where you're going, you go north or go south and you'll be in the wrong place, but the right place. Right, last one. So here's one of the indifferent ones. So we've got Darren Minikin. I hope that's how you say his surname, Darren. I apologise if it's not. Vikings. I'm sorry. I just don't really care about the assassin stuff. I love these games for being able to play as a pirate, an ancient Egyptian, and especially a Viking. See now, that's the last comment. I'll just put my phone down. Just let me have a swig of my tea. See now, that's how forget about the fact that he said the pirate, because that wasn't in the RPG era, but the ancient Egyptian, the ancient Greece, and the Vikings, the 3 RPG games, I don't know whether this is how Ubisoft have set it up, but this is how I see it, the RPG era. They're not supposed to be played as Assassin's Creed games. That's what I see it anyway. Origins, you're meant to be playing as an ancient Egyptian. That's it. It's got the connections to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but it's more of a revenge game. And anyone who's played Origins will know that. I'm not going to go into that because we're talking Valhalla. Odyssey, again, it's a revenge game. You're after revenge for how your life or your brother's life panned out, depending on which way you play it. And Valhalla, while you can play it as an Assassin's Creed game because it's got the connections, same with the other ones, they've all got connections to the AC lore, but they're not. A lot of people said the same about all RPG games. all the Assassin's Creed RPG games are amazing games. They are just not very good Assassin's Creed games. And whether you like that or not, that's how they're supposed to be played. Just think of them as standalone games. Forget about the Assassin stuff and play them as they're meant to be played. This is meant to be played as a Viking game. Because if it was an Assassin's Creed game, there'd be no raiding. Assassins wouldn't raid unless they were raiding an enemy fort. Do you know what I mean? So that's just my opinion on how the RPG era is supposed to be played. Let me know if you agree. Do you just play them as standalone games that have got a little bit of a connection to Assassins, or are you just pissed that they're not completely connected to the Assassin's Creed franchise? Let me know in the comments. Quick swig of my tea. So now let's get into the main part. So, does Assassin's Creed Valhalla actually suck? I don't think it does. A lot of other people don't think it does, as you've just seen from them posts. I think it is a brilliant game. It's immersive. There's tons and tons of exploration, and stuff you can find along the way. Again, the only downside is all the godlike weapons are pretty much end game weapons, and to give us all them as end game weapons and end game armors, and not to give us New Game Plus, I think that was the biggest misstep by Ubisoft. But it's clear we're not getting a New Game Plus for it, and we probably never will. So just enjoy it for what it is. So, is Assassin's Creed Valhalla still worth playing in 2024? I would say vehemently yes. Whether you're paying for it, you're not going to be paying full price for it now. You can pick second hand up on ones up for like 15 to 25 quid in the used game places or off eBay, or whether you're just not paying for it at all, and it's been on PS Plus now this month, so if you're getting it for free, then yeah, go play for it. If you're getting it cheap, go play for it. In all fairness, if it was still like 50-60 quid, I'd probably still say go for it, because it's not a game. I mean, unless you've got the attention span of a jellyfish, then it's not a game you're supposed to finish in a weekend or in a couple of weekends. It's a game that is made to be played over a long period of time. Do you know what I mean? It's not meant to be smashed out in a weekend or a week. It's a game that you're supposed to enjoy over a period of time and take your time exploring, take your time finding all the cool bits. That's how the RPG games, and more importantly Assassin's Creed Valhalla, is meant to be played in my eyes. It's meant to be a game that you take your time to work through, enjoy the setting, enjoy the sights, enjoy the combat, learn how to do stealth, learn how to plan 5, 6, 7 steps ahead when you're going into a fort or doing river raids on your own, and then call your crew in at the end to open all the big chests. That's just how I perceive it's meant to be played. DLCs wise, are the DLCs worth paying money for? In the most part, I'd say yes. Now, the only DLC I wasn't a big fan of was the Helheim one. I didn't really like the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC, but the other ones, the French one, the Irish one, and the Finland one, yeah, definitely do them. They are definitely worth doing. But unless you're into all that Greek gods, Odin stuff, unless you're into all that Asgardian lore and stuff, then I'd say stay away from the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC. It is long-winded. It is, in my opinion, not the best DLC. Some people might disagree. I just don't like that. I didn't like the whole Asgard side of it in the first place. So to play a full DLC, that takes a good few hours. Do you know what I mean? Or a couple of days if you wanted to 100% it. It's just not for me. I'm not into all that. I wasn't into that. I liked the base game and all the more grounded DLCs. I didn't like the mythical one, the Dawn of Ragnarok and all that. Wasn't for me. But each to their own. Some people will like all that, some people won't. I still played them, I just didn't really like them. The Ragnarok DLCs, that is. All the other DLCs were pretty cool. I liked the crossover as well. The crossover was good. On the Isle of Skye, is it? Yeah. So, there you have it. That is what the fans think about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and also my opinions on whether it sucks, should you buy it, and are the DLCs worth it. And that's it for today. If you've enjoyed the video, if you like what I'm doing, and you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It is appreciated. And if you don't like what I'm doing in a couple of weeks, you can always unsubscribe. Same with the comment, same with the likes. Like the video, and if by the end you don't like it, you can always turn it into a dislike or just take it away completely. And on that note, this has been one hell of a long video. I've been CJ, this is CJ Games, and I'll catch you in a bit.